Here with head football coach Paul Winters after a 55-21 homecoming victory over Northwood. Just some final thoughts from the win. Obviously, snapping a 6-game losing streak. There's probably some good vibes in the building right now.
Well, I think it's kind of the gorillas off our shoulders. Every time you don't finish a game and win it the way you should, you feel a little bit more pressure to win. So we went out and probably played as well as you could ever expect us to play. And to get that win in that situation, it really makes us feel good about ourselves. Makes us understand that we're doing the right things.
The delay didn't seem to slow any of the guys down. Were you guys prepared for a possible weather delay? I mean, I'm sure you guys kind of knew what was coming, but they came out of the delay and really put it to Northwood.
Yeah, I think we were ready for it. We had talked about it coming possibly, and didn't make any official announcements because we don't want to put that in your head, because if it doesn't come, you're screwed up. But we saw the lightning, and that was like, okay, let's get off the field. And we've actually had to do that during the summer camp. So, this is the year of the weather.
Have you ever had a season with 2 delays?
No. And it should have been 3 if you count the Indianapolis downpour.
Yeah. Rushing attack was really the highlight of the night. Almost 400 yards on the ground. James Hill named GLIAC Player of the Week. He had 4 touchdowns, 235 yards. But I think it was the second play of the game. Deontay Moffitt had an attitude run. Right. Talk about how he kind of set the tone.
He did set the tone. We actually designed the play to block everyone, leave the corner open. So it happened exactly how we had planned it, and he hit the corner and just blew him up. And
he didn't want to go down.
He did not want to go down. He spun off of that. He spun off the next tackle and just continued the fight. And actually, the first play, he did the same thing. He just driving the pile for 6 yards. But he did a fantastic job. But it started up front. Our offensive line, our tight ends, they all graded in the high 90s. They all played extremely well. I think for a game we were around 90% efficient, which is unheard of. If you're 60% efficient, you're feeling good. We were about 90, so it's about as well as we can play.
What impressed you about the defense? Obviously, Northwood runs that option offense. It can be tricky to prepare against. You got to stay disciplined. It can if you crash on the first read, you're going to be hang out to dry. So what were you impressed about that side of the ball?
Well, going into the game, we talked about the speed of the offense, and it's hard to have your scout team replicate that. And so we were pretty hard on our scout team all week. You got to be fast. You got to play fast. And they did a better job as the week went on, and I think they did a great job of preparing our kids. And so we went out, and the game wasn't too fast for us. The coaches did a great job of keeping our players disciplined and patient, and the patience showed on the reverse pass. They were expecting that to be a big play, and it was a big play for us because our corner waited. He didn't lose his mind. He intercepted the ball and put us in position to score again.
Moving on to this week, obviously, tough opponent on the road. It's going to be a tall task, but obviously, you got to go into every week thinking you're going to win. What gives you confidence going into this week?
Well, they're a team in our league. They're a good football team in our league. We feel like we're a good football team, and we feel like, you can't say you should have done anything, but we felt we could have beaten Ashland. We could have beaten Saginaw. We could have beaten Davenport. We could be undefeated in the league. We could be battling for first place in this game, and we feel like we should be. So, ultimately we're not, but we're playing the team that's number 1 right now. You beat the team that's number 1, you're number 1. So that's what we have to do, go beat the team that's number 1.
A few keys to victory.
You got to stop their offense. They're very good on offense. They're very multiple. They run option. They run jet sweeps. They do a lot of different things. They got a very talented quarterback, obviously, and we've got to contain them. I can't say shut them down. Contain them. And then from an offensive standpoint, they're big and physical on defense. We still have to run the ball. We have to be able to run the ball, and we have to create huge plays.